We told ourselves that we could upgrade one major tool this year. This Kobalt miter saw has been a true workhorse from the beginning of our shop journey, but it was time to bring in an upgrade. There's a lot of options on the market at a variety of price points, but we wanted to invest in a tool that would last for years to come. Introducing the Festool Kapex. Stay tuned to see our comparison between this saw and the Kobalt and why both will have a place in our shop. Right out of the box, it's clear that this saw is an upgrade, but an upgrade also means an increase in cost. Looking at prices available online in August 2024, the Kapex costs $1,599 US, and the Kobalt 10-inch saw costs $250 US. Now that we've gotten the sticker shock out of the way, let's dive in and look at some of the differences between these two machines. First up, let's look at the sliding depth. The Kapex rails are 4 inches or approximately 10 centimeters shorter. They roll forward, allowing for the saw to be used closer to the wall, taking up less space in the shop. Honestly, the slide in the Kobalt moves when cutting, and we lose some precision there as well. Now let's look at the bevel feature. On the Kapex, you use the knob up front to allow for quick changes in both directions, with detents at specific degrees. On the Kobalt, you need to reach around while maintaining the weight of the saw in your hands and carefully loosen the screw to bevel in only one direction. This has always been one of our biggest complaints about this saw. Balancing the weight while setting the correct degree is not an easy task. Next up, let's look at the angle slide features. The Kobalt has a tendency to move if the screw isn't tightened just right, and the detents has a tendency to be loose. This isn't a problem over here with the Kapex, and honestly, it just feels like a higher quality machine to the touch. Next, let's look at the dust port. You'll see that we DIY'd our own solution for the Kobalt to better funnel the sawdust from each cut. On the Kapex, the built-in dust collection is much better, which we will look at later in the video. Now looking at the trench feature on the Kobalt, it's a simple idea and easy to use in theory, but the location is hard to reach and the power cable is constantly in the way, as you can see here. This isn't an issue over with the Kapex. Overall easy to use, twisting a knob and setting it to the desired depth. Looking at dust collection again, we have always struggled to find a tight enough seal for this dust collection port on the Kobalt. We've tried, but it's just not great. Connecting our Festool dust collector to the Kapex is a breeze, and the seal is much better, almost like it was designed to go together. Next up, we'll make 2 plywood cuts with each saw and compare the amount of dust that isn't captured by dust collection. One quick note here. You'll notice that the Kobalt has an upgraded blade, which makes the cut much nicer than the stock blade that it came with. As you can see, lots of dust here, very easy to see against the dark tabletop. Now let's try with the Kapex. Overall, much less dust and a more effective dust collection system. In summary, both of these saws will have a place in our shop. For fine woodworking, the Kapex will win every time. But for rough carpentry, the Kobalt will be the workhorse. The Kobalt is a great entry-level saw, and so good, in fact, that we can't part with it. The Kapex is truly top of the line, and we can't wait to use it with our next project. Stay tuned to our channel for our latest updates and more from our shop.